individual cases of 18 sections that fit 7 dice in each section.
Wow.
I have 4 of those cases, and all of them are full of dice. And then I have an additional 10 to 12 metal dice. These ones I just bought. And then I have these Polyhero wizard dice, which are like different shapes. So, why do I keep getting more? Why?
It's a great way to start the stream, though.
It's a powerful one. To contrast, for our audience at home, and for Chris who's just arrived, I have 1 Crown Royal bag full of dice, and I did not pay for any of them.
Yeah, if you're not keeping your dice in a Crown Royal bag, you're doing it wrong.
I have a big dice bag as well, though I have like 5 sets of metal dice as well beyond that, so
Yeah.
I don't know the problem about keep buying dice over and over again. I'm not a goblin yet.
I'll have to show you guys a picture of what I have my dice in. My lovely wife got me a dice coliseum to hold them.
Dice Coliseum. Is that
I
where they
want
go
to
to
see
fight?
this.
That's exactly what I was picturing. His D20s locked in Mortal Kombat.
It has an open center and then a raised platform around the outside to hold more.
Oh, is it like a rolling tray too? That's pretty awesome.
Yep.
Nice.
See, the irony is, I used to have a lot of dice, and I did actually destroy them in front of the other ones as they failed me repetitively until I weeded
You're
out.
trying to. Okay, so now it's real statistics hours. I do wonder how many people who play tabletop games who have engaged in such a policy over the years actually manage to weed their collection down to those dice that are just slightly malformed and have a legitimate bias towards 20s.
I did, yes. I have been to the realm of the dice goblins and come back with basically like my level 20 gear.
This is
Is that
one
your
of those
power level?
situations where it's like, if you did it on purpose, it would be cheating, but if you do it on accident, no one can really complain. It's like the stuff they don't quite kick you out of the casino for.
It was never intentional, no. It was definitely never intentional. It was just many, many years of playing that came to that point. I even have like a loaded 30-sider.
Oh, no.
Well, not loaded, but like it's biased, we'll say.
Mm.
That was the dice I used to threaten players with. I'd be like, if I catch you cheating, I'm gonna roll this to see how much damage I do to you for cheating. And they're like, to my character is like, no, not your character. I'm gonna beam this sucker at your head.
Want to watch me do it again?
Nice.
Oh yeah. Well, we've been going a bit.
No, this is a narrative choice. It's what you call a cold open.
Yes, yes.
So welcome everyone to Sigil Confidential.
Yes. Once again, back to the City of Doors.
Good evening, everyone.
There we
There
go.
it is.
Now we're here. This is episode 13 of Hell to Pay.
That's an unlucker number.
Yeah.
Well, that does tend to happen whenever we're about to summon the angler.
Yeah.
Episode 13, Strange Tides.
Yeah, so shall we revisit how we got to this point?
You have the spotlight, my dear.
Okay, last time on Sigil Confidential, the ghost was the first to split off to head down to the sidewalk ends, Sigil's docks down by the industrial stitches. Rat and Crod stayed behind a while before heading out to let Crod wrap his head around how a magical belt worked, but everyone else set about to their individual missions. At the docks, the first ship our invisible ghost wandered up to was the ship they were told to steal, the Whispering Gale. What was strange to her was that the area around the ship was devoid of activity, completely silent. No Teamsters, no Harmonium Port Authority, no one. Walking eastwards, she caught a number of Teamsters loading cargo onto a skiff, visibly terrified. She watched as they used the crane to load cargo onto the deck of the ship, with no one aboard to receive it, and hurriedly returned to land. She followed them to a tavern where they spoke in hushed whispers stories of Gregory, the man on night watch tasked with watching the gale when it first came in. He heard voices emanating from the ship, unraveling over the course of a few nights before disappearing on the third. He had not been found, and even more concerning was the fact that no one was looking for him, not even his wife and 2 kids. Ghost left to take one last look at the ship. The cargo was gone from the deck, and she stepped on board and started hearing voices herself. Her instincts as a spirit medium told her to immediately start feeling out the presence of any ghosts, and she sensed multiple entities that felt trapped in one location and wanted out. As the floorboards began to shift and groan beneath her feet, she had the good sense to step off before something happened to her and started back to headquarters. Meanwhile, back at headquarters, Jimmy, Draken, and Istu were preparing to go look for Glazia, but the Princess of the Nine found them. After many roundabout answers and Glazia trying to tempt those present, they finally got a straight answer on Scratch's exile, without having to ask the Angler about it as she suggested. The Angler stole something. Something very important. Don't ask. I won't tell you what it is, but let's just say it's relevant. The reason the Angler was able to steal it was because of Scratch. Now, Scratch knows where to find the Angler, but Scratch isn't giving that information up easily. So without Scratch, Daddy can't find the Angler. Get it? She departed shortly after, and the ghost returned to headquarters a few minutes later with her findings. Jimmy wanted to follow the thread on Gregory, so Rat and Crod, not having left yet, went to the same tavern at the docks with Draken in tow. They came in with a lottery scam where Gregory was a declared winner. Though the drunk off their minds Teamsters were all trying to find ways to get the money for themselves, they did manage to weasel the home address of Gregory's wife and kids out of them. And as it turns out, they're a hop, skip, and a jump away from headquarters on Gouge Row. What are the next steps for the crew? How will the conversation with Gregory's family go? Find out starting now on Sigil Confidential. Hell to pay.
Dun dun dun.
Very nice, very nice.
Always very nice. Well, there we are, ladies and gentlemen, right into the thick of it, as they say.
Yeah, and as a note, Jacob and I were talking about it. We both heard Glazia's words correctly, but as players, we had different interpretations of it. So, like, we decided that in our minds, Jimmy told the ghost exactly like what Glazia said. And while Drake and Rat and Crod are out, they've been debating over like what the meaning of her words are.
It's fair. And I mean, based upon what she is, it's not an uncommon practice for her to use words that are twistable very easily.
No.
So, we have a team off towards the home of Gregory. Is that where we'll pick up, or?
I thought they were heading back to headquarters first.
Okay. It's up to you guys.
I believe we're meeting up to discuss everything and going at the same time.
Okay. In that case, let's just pop in as they enter then, and we'll say that Ghost and Jimmy have been debating the finer points of the conversation. So, they enter.
Yes.
We're back. We've brought information. How y'all doing?
Jimmy waves you further into the office. Says, "Yeah, we're just deciphering devil speak, I guess."
Jimmy, you did say that Glazia suggested asking the Angler after you asked about Scratch's exile. I think that's good reason to believe that Scratch helped the Angler betray Asmodeus.
Yeah, you could say that. I just don't really see him still being alive if he does that. I know how it could look like that, right? I still tend to think that he fucked up instead, because somebody who fucked up, maybe you don't wipe them out right away, especially if they've got information they're keeping close to the chest. But you're Asmodeus, and one of your guys betrays you to the Angler. I don't think you walk away from that.
But Asmodeus needs that information on where the Angler is.
He does. I guess maybe I'm still thinking of it back in the old dwarven mob way. Somebody does that to you, it doesn't really matter what they've got. As a show of dignity, almost, you have to kill them right away.
Either way, Jimmy, you're not going to get a straight answer out of any of them. Scratch, Asmodeus, and Glazia all have a dog in this fight. The house revealed to us that the Angler holds a key that unlocks a treasure that all seek. If we assume that this is what the Angler stole, then we know Asmodeus wants it. And we can't say for certain, based on the information we have, whether it originally belonged to him. Scratch knows where the Angler is, and I believe it's a safe assumption that this is the very power play he wants to make. Glazia, we know, is always striving against her dad. All three would only give us information that drives us to act in a way that accomplishes their own self-serving ends. They don't care how we get it done or what happens to us. Glazia did give you one piece of honest advice. And though I really hate to suggest this, Jimmy, you need to contact the Angler. He already has what he wants and is acting in defense of it, whatever it is. So he has no reason to not tell it to you straight regarding these three. You're already a pawn in the Angler's game. I'd rather not see you increase that number to 4.
Jimmy looks down and he wipes his hands down his face. I really hate talking to that guy. He always wants, like, all of your souls, and he keeps trying to kill us. I mean, you're right. I just don't like it.
I don't like it either, Jimmy, but I did give you my word that I would help you remain one kind of corpse instead of becoming 2.
As you
And the
speak.
context of that promise was within you asking for help against the Angler.
As you speak, somewhere in the distance, you hear the sound of a donkey braying.
I knew that son of a bitch was not going to let Glazia show him up. He was just going to turn up the moment before we even thought about actually calling him, he was going to show up. Draken, can you get rid of this smell? Can you hit it with the prestidigitation for me? It's making me a little hot under the collar.
Alrighty, you any preference? You want some lilac, some roses?
Lilac's good. Lilac's good.
Lilac is very nice. Alright. I am gonna prestidigitation some lilac. Because who doesn't like lilac? Then a little lemon under now.
Ooh,
It keeps you awake.
Now the
Lemon
whole,
helps.
for some reason, I'm picturing Draken doing this, and the whole place accidentally ending up smelling like citrus.
Nah, he's got this. Draken's big on aromatherapy.
Well, you know what I mean, though. Like when you spray the citrus air freshener in the toilet, it's
Yep.
citrus.
Nah, he's got the
Lovely,
talent.
lovely.
Also, prestidigitation is very hard to screw up in this way.
This is true.
Oh, by the way,
But there's a
Draken-
moment where yeah.
Draken, Rat, Crawd. I made you three some dinner too. Bob should be keeping it warm in the kitchen.
Aw, thank you.
Oh, grub?
Yeah, the good stuff.
Make sure you let them know the benefit of your grub too.
Yeah, I don't think anyone necessarily needs to benefit from it right now, but I will pop it in the chat.
Ooh.
Fancy, fancy. All right, so Jimmy's going to take a gamble. He's going to go open the front door.
Okay.
Is there a donkey standing right there?
There is not.
All right, he's just going to say in a normal tone of voice, to no one in particular, "All right, you son of a bitch, come on in." And he's going to close the door again.
Nothing seems to happen. Except the
back to
war
the
reigns. No, I'm just kidding.
Comes back to the desk. He says, "All right, let's see exactly how close a watch he's keeping on us."
All right.
I would have loved if they just popped into the room behind us, like, oh, we were here the whole time. Who's that?
Yeah. He opens the door and they just fall in.
You know, you tried that trick on me once upon a time, Jimmy. How long are you going to keep at it until it works?
It works about 50% of the time.
He does.
She's
have a
just
pretty
going to
good-
smile.
He does have a pretty good track record, all things considered.
Yes, and most importantly, he says to the ghost, he says, "I've been paying attention, by the way. Don't you go thinking you can sneak up on me quite as easily these days. People have been invisible around Jimmy a little too often. He's getting used to it.
That's hilarious.
Blind Sense has arrived just in time.
I don't think the ghost would be too upset at that.
Yeah, of all people.
So
Plus-
Rat is...
Plus, she kind of lets Jimmy know her location whenever she's invisible anyways.
This is true.
Yeah,
He always feels a little touch on the shoulder.
Yes.
like the only person who actually gets an inkling anyway, so.
So,
So Rat floated off to the kitchen immediately. I guess he was hungry. I look over at Draken and Crawd. What you get? How's the pup?
Well, we did the lotto scam. Always a fan favorite. On the
Good,
other
good. That
hand-
works on them.
It does. I think I might actually start a lotto.
I feel like we would... nah, it's probably worth it. I mean, there's $1 million gold bounty on my head. What do I care about the tax man coming for us?
this is
I
an
mean-
entrepreneurial party.
I already had people biting. Now I think I just need to lower the buy-in. And said maybe 1 gold. I had it at 5 gold. Might have actually gotten some buyers. And I think we could do it. But first, we obviously have some other stuff. Also, we need to figure out if we're actually leaving and never coming back.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
important.
impossible.
That's important.
Yeah, because if that's the case, we're gonna go sell tickets to the lotto first and then leave with all their money.
Mhm.
On the other hand, if the money works, I don't know. Depending on where we end up, it may not be good anymore.
Kind of figured.
But we
that's
got
what
the
it was.
address,
Mm-hmm. Good.
and it's actually right down the street.
Oh, wow. All right. Poor
Yeah.
guy.
Did you get any more information on the ship?
Not as much. They didn't seem. They seem to be the only ones worried about this, gentlemen. Nobody else was.
God damn it.
Yeah, they're just all really scared of it. That's about it.
Oh, I'm aware. I watch
Right.
their behavior.
Scared of a boat.
Now,
Scared. Correctly. Really.
People are scared of spiders. I mean, ghost boat's pretty scary.
are we gonna wait and talk to talk to Almond?
Yeah. I think we're not going to get out of this one. there is a little too much afoot to do with the angler. And while we have this kind of cordial relationship, may as well milk it for what it's worth. Everybody in the room that's not currently held hostage by or mildly enthralled to the eldritch being known as the Angler, you may want to stand elsewhere. This, he gestures around himself, this is now the blast zone of sort of fuckery and soul-binding contracts.
It's gonna go nuclear. Nuclear.
To be fair, I think honestly at this point the only two that actually have like markers with him in this area is you and me, Jimmy.
Huh.
Yeah,
The rest
Jimmy
of
looks kind of sad for a moment. He goes, yeah, you're right, actually.
Anybody else want to make any demonic deals and join us? I don't recommend it,
No.
but all the
no,
cool
don't.
kids are doing it.
Yeah, lots changed since that encounter.
No, I'm still using my soul.
Well, I mean, he doesn't take your soul. Like, he took my eye. He took Jimmy's hand and
Yeah.
other things. I don't know. He's got his hand.
No, I'm using all of my parts. Thank you. I'll just work on my plans.
Yeah, let me explain, Rat. I don't want you to go into this
I'm not
unaware. You know how if you owe the bank 1,000 gold, you have a problem. But if you owe the bank 10 million gold, the bank has a problem.
If you owe the bank 10 million gold, the bank sends me to get you.
If you accept a contract with somebody, you have a bit of sway with them now. If you accept a contract with the Angler, he owns you.
Yeah, you don't make it to my age dealing with eldritch beings.
Yeah. Yeah, no, don't do it. Don't stand too close. Don't offer him anything. I won't offer your soul. I'm very firm on this policy, even with subcontractors.
I'm just gonna go over and keep working with Bob on some tinkerings. Like I got some fancy things I'm working on.
So I will say, as much time as you need passes. Nobody visits, nobody knocks, nothing strange or out of the ordinary happens here at HQ.
Okay.
Oh, look, fruit.
Alright, so I think Jimmy would wait at least long enough for them to have eaten.
Yeah, no problem.
I think Istu is not asking any questions. Oddly, in a very markedly odd way, like as if they've already been told about this. Not asking any questions. Like you'll notice that they didn't linger for your explanation, even though like they could have heard the tail end of it as they were exiting the room.
I would note this and connect it in my mind to, perhaps Istu has previously been briefed on this by Master Nil. It's the sort of warning you might give to somebody you're sending to deal with your old friends who are all in debt to a shadow being. Alright, so...
Jimmy,
Yeah.
of note, after we get Watts, Pohan, and Zill back, we're asking Watts about the Angler. Something about her scares him, and we need to find out what.
I would love to know. I did ask about that way back and just kind of got a blank stare. If she's got something going on that spooks him, I don't think she knows what it is. But
whatever it was would be handy.
yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice right about now. Okay, so after roughly one mealtime has passed, Jimmy will get up from the desk and say, well, either we're not under quite that much of a watch, or he just wants to fuck around with us, I guess. So, one sec. He walks up to his office.
We're heading upstairs.
Yes.
I am following, because if we're gonna go have this conversation,
Bryn would also follow behind. Just, a little more behind Draken.
I did this on the thought that, what would actually be a fairly boss move is if he's sitting in my office waiting for me.
He is not.
Okay.
I want to see. Oh, I want to see the donkey in the chair.
Yes. Draken, same. Same. That would almost have made it worth it.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a really old, really dumb joke back on Cairn. How does a donkey sit in a chair? Poorly.
I was gonna say it braces itself.
With his ass.
I was going to say with its ass.
With
of
its
course.
ass. The obvious answer.
Mm.
But no, he's not up there.
Huh. All right then. Jimmy grabs his notebook off the desk. Do some quick write-ups.
You guys haven't seen the angler, and actually, well, since you met.
What?
Since you met Watts.
So,
No, no,
4.5 months in game.
We've seen the angler once since then.
Have you?
I'm trying to remember what for. It's gone. We might have to check the VODs. Oh. Well, back downstairs.
All right. Down we go.
Gonna gather the crew together for a quick planning meeting.
Into the kitchen.
Into the kitchen. Nice big space.
Well, the obtuse one has certainly been quiet, hasn't he?
Yeah, and actually, summoning him hasn't really worked super well in the past. In fact, I don't even think he works like that. It's just kind of spooky. But, in the meantime, we do still have some things to do. Draken, Rat, Crod, would you like to continue fulfilling your role and following this thread? Go down to the guy's house, see what his family's up to?
I was thinking that perhaps the best course would be to check it out first. And if I could walk in there and just talk to him or her. I don't know if he's there. I think maybe a recon might be the way to go on.
Gregory's family's house.
Yes.
Did you guys learn anything about Gregory's family yet? Other than the fact he had one?
The fact that he had one, I think, was about it.
Wife and 2 kids. That's it.
Okay.
And that they were actually they weren't financially very well off, which is why they had a shack in the hive.
Oh, yeah. The hives where all the fine poor people live.
Home sweet home. I trust your judgment on this one. If you want to surveil the place, we'll surveil the place.
Drake, and
Gouge
I don't
Street, you
think
said?
Drake, and I don't think you want to be banging around the hive at this hour of the night. It's getting close to anti-peak. Too dark to be out.
We are talking about Dragon.
I agree. Also, recon, not my specialty.
That's fair.
Also, kind of rude to show up to a family home at midnight, trying to ask them questions. They'd probably be asleep.
I mean, rudeness is all relative.
So are we sleeping on it?
We may be, but before that, I need my bird back, Church. Did my bird return? Where's my scallywag?
Oh yeah, Scallywag would have come back by now.
Perfect.
His errand would have been more or less null.
Yes. I'll get back some very confused questions from some of my contacts going, bro, why are you trying to find the demon princess? We don't know where she stays in the city. That's incredibly strange.
It's not really something she advertises, no.
No. And they might be getting used to that from me. Most of Jimmy's questions lately will have been, why is there a 1,000,000 gold bounty on my head? Where do demons stay in the city? How do you kill a mind flayer?
Yeah.
Why are the demons looking for me?
Wait, how much is that bounty? Yeah, let's meet up and talk.
Yeah, let's have a chat. I know exactly why. No. We may as well bunker down then, if that's the plan. We are on a bit of a time crunch, but what you gonna do?
Jimmy, will you and Draken be alright by yourselves tonight? In the house?
We can hold the place down. We can hold the place down. And actually, one sec, let me check that. Hey, Rat, did you get that cannon installed?
No, I'm still waiting on a pots delivery.
We'll be alright then. We won't be great.
Ah, yes, the supply chain. Even in our fantasy games, it sucks.
There's a multiversal chip shortage.
I mean, I was just waiting on raw materials, but just it takes time to bring over that amount of goods.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think we can probably hold the place down. I mean, it would be hard to fortify it any better than it is.
So, Ghost, are you heading home or staying?
She's heading home.
Okay. Everybody else staying at HQ?
I think.
Well,
I mean, everybody else has their own home in the city.
yeah.
More or
I'd
less.
probably go find a tavern somewhere. And he doesn't really have a home, but he'll go find a place.
I think Stu will consider staying and then deck out, hopefully, when no one's looking, to go speak to someone
Okay.
before returning back again.
Alright. Rat, you staying?
Yeah, I got some tinkering to work on. My stuff's all set up here right now.
So, Ghost going home, Crod to a tavern, Rat staying and tinkering. Istu is gonna dip out when no one's looking. Draken, are you staying?
I actually don't have another house, so yes.
Okay, Draken's staying. Okay, so it's basically gonna be Draken, Rat, and Jimmy at HQ. Everyone else is going their own separate ways. In a nutshell.
For the evening.
Yeah.
But yes.
Okay. Well, in that case, to move things along, we'll say that of course is not too much of an issue. Ghost Istu and Crod, give me a mystery percentile roll. Each of you, please.
The ghost would be invisible mind.
Of course, of course.
91. I hope that's not bad.
Nice. 62, very good. 2.
Youch.
Very good. Very, very good. Okay. So, you guys go about your plan. Let me see here. Crud, before we get to morning, can you please give me a Constitution save?
That's.
Oh no.
All right. Sure. What is? Does this have like some sort of effect attached to it? Condition attached to it? I only ask because advantage in certain situations.
Are these on your sheet?
Yes.
Just so I don't give any details away.
Let's do the first feature. The first feature should be the one that I'll
Wait.
think about.
Sneaky sneak.
That's Kong. I don't want to pull up Kong. Kong's not here right now.
Please call again later, yeah.
All right, let's see here. Looking at your sheet. Are you talking about the racial?
Yeah. Yeah, that first one. I don't think it is because it's
No.
con, but like,
Yeah,
I
no.
have to ask.
No, that's fine. No, it's not. You're good.
All right, cool.
Jeez.
Solid. All right.
Didn't even need it.
All right. So give me one more roll. This one is a perception roll.
Perception.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
All right. Good. Okay. So morning comes. Crod, you had a night. Whatever you were drinking hit you like just like a gauntleted fist. Harder than you're used to getting hit by alcohol or whatever it was you were drinking. You basically have a blurry evening that you don't remember full detail of.
Wonderful.
Your throat's a little sore in the morning too.
Of course it is, yeah.
But that's
That
it.
doesn't. That's not really a good combo, but all right.
Crod got COVID.
No.
That's not what I was thinking, but hey.
No, so yeah, you guys can meet back up.
Boop. Oh.
Does Rat sleep much?
Normal amount.
Normal amounts. So while you were still up and tinkering, Jimmy was sitting in the kitchen/workshop, and he was describing an idea to you.
All right, I was listening.
It went
I mean,
something
I'm,
like
I'm still like tinkering away. I'm making a new. I'm drawing up plans for the house guns. I've got other blueprints I'm working out. Like it just I tossed together. I spent an hour putting together a new shell. And slipped it back into my vest.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, yeah, I'm listening.
He says, "Well, I've been thinking about Scratch, and one thing that I noticed about Scratch, and this, I tend to pay attention to this. Once you stop yourself, you tend to notice other people doing it or not doing it. He does breathe. I don't have to do that. I was wondering, can we rig up some kind of corrosive smoke bomb. Like an inhalant poison.
Ah, like an aerosolized acid.
Something like that. But as long as it only hurts you when you breathe in, it'll get him and not me.
Well,
And I'm thinking...
I've got acid. Just don't know of a way to aerosolize it.
Well, if you don't, I definitely don't. I was just...
So I suppose we could magically compress it into some sort of canister.
Is this going on in the morning?
Nah, this is in the middle of the night.
Okay.
It's because if we wind up, coming to blows in the middle of the spire with everybody's magic turned off, need a little something to even the odds.
Remember that the ghost said that poison is nullified at the base of the spire, too.
That's why I said corrosive.
Ah.
Does not nullify acid damage to the best of my knowledge.
As long as it's not magical.
Yeah.
That.
Alright, I've got an idea, Jimmy. I've seen books, and worked with them in the past. There's magical vases that can be enchanted to produce large quantities of liquids. I'll need a suitable amount of clay and some time to work on it, but I think we could work out some sort of jug of acid.
Lol, it wouldn't work at the base of the
Does it
spire
have
either.
to be magic?
Yeah.
Well, if we use it and fill up lots of acid outside of, and then
It's magically
Acid rain.
generated acid. It's still a magical construct. Technically. And you could use, like, alchemy to actually make acid. Like, physically
yeah, but
acid.
it's taken a week just to get some basic steel here. How long is it gonna take to get like chlorine?
Oh, it depends.
Probably just wait for it to rain in Sigil, to be honest.
Yeah, gotta throw in some rainwater. Be fine.
Yeah, I feel like you're overlooking a very
Just head into the lower ward.
opportune.
Just head into the lower ward and stand outside. That's
You're
all I
over-
gotta do.
You're overlooking a very opportune source of chemicals in the certain glug glugs that we have access to as well.
Yeah, you do
Think
own
about
a distillery.
Oh,
I shudder to think how much booze and at what concentration it would take to get a pit fiend drunk.
I will say this, though. Anything you want, you can find in Sigil. The delay for your parts was having them delivered more than getting them.
People don't want to deliver to the hive.
Yeah, because, like, in Sigil, all the buildings are made of iron and stone.
Yeah.
That's because they can be magically conjured up easily.
that's okay.
All right, but that's what Jimmy wanted to bring up. He wanted some sort of corrosive smoke bomb.
I'll put it on the brain machine, and I'll tinker on it, and see what I can tinker about.
Yeah.
Give me a day or two, Jimmy.
All right, let me know, because I don't like my odds of stabbing a pit fiend to death, but if I can blind him and get him breathing in something terrible, that's a start. Thus concludes Midnight Hey Can We Kill a Pit Fiend talk.
So, the night passes uneventfully. Morning comes. The regathering, I assume, happens unless anyone chooses not to. Crod, you're a little rough around the edges. Sore throat, like I said.
Feeling all right, buddy? That
mean,
one.
I go back downstairs and I'm gonna add a little tinker to put some invisibility onto my hand cannon instead of other things.
Where's everyone in the morning?
This one could be useful, so I've put it on. I put charges of it into the hand cannon as my once a day. Dealy wants it.
Very nice. I would say that by the time, Sigil's fake morning is arriving, Jimmy'd be down in the front office.
All right. You hear heels upstairs.
Clop, clop.
I look back at Draken. It doesn't really help, does it? Knowing where invisible people doesn't help if she just kind of pops in upstairs.
You know what? I'm just happy it's not Huss.
Yeah.
At least that sounds like shoes.
That's
Yeah, I'm
fair.
not complaining.
I wonder if Scratch would wear shoes. He seems like the type. Some nice loafers. I think he would do him well.
When we see him next, we'll have to check down, have a look at the feet.
I don't think I've looked at his feet.
Jimmy walks upstairs.
I'll let you guys have your private time. Yell if it isn't who I think it is.
All right.
Banging around downstairs this morning.
Yeah. We're home. Not much cause for stealth.
You're usually up here in the evenings and in the mornings, Jimmy. Really only downstairs if you're receiving visitors.
Well, we are down a secretary.
Fair point.
Someone's got to man the desk. How do you get up here, by the way? Do you just kind of... He makes a sort of zooping motion with his fingers.
Jimmy, you know how I get up here.
He flaps his hand. Magic stuff.
You experienced it once.
Clutches his chest. You use that all the time? God. I'd have vertigo.
I mean, Jimmy, it's the exact same magic as Istu's dimension door.
I hadn't eaten in a week and I still had difficulty keeping my food down after that. He shakes his head. He goes, better you than me. I'll just stick to my fancy shoes.
Better you than me.
He walks past you and he just sort of taps you on the arm and says, come on, let's go down and greet him.
She follows along.
Downstairs, he says, is that everybody? It's everybody, actually. Is Stu here?
Yes?
Pokes his head into the kitchen. All right, everybody, gather round. Battle strategy coming up. You look a little unsteady on your feet there, Crod.
Oh, it's nothing. It's just, a hangover.
Yeah. Haven't had one of those for a while. Actually, I had to invent a new kind of alcohol just to feel one again.
Well, aren't you lucky?
Oh, very much so. Very much so. He pats his pockets and he pulls out a flask of the, what would be the funniest possible thing to give to Crod?
Alcohol-wise?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Depends on what you want to do to him.
181.
Well, we don't really do that here. We do whiskey, except it's absinthe, except it's actually real instead of just a bunch of mythologizing around a fairly standard alcohol.
The booze that they brew at the Wickletongue has...
It's laudanum.
It has real adverse effects.
Dream Lily's an opiate. They're fucking making laudanum.
Yeah.
Well, he comes out with the farmer's wife. You know,
Keeping
start
it
him off
nice.
easy.
Keeping it nice.
He says, "Here for your troubles." Passes you across the small flask.
Jimmy, didn't you say you have Dream Lily in those recipes?
Well, some of them.
You didn't invent a new kind of drink, Jimmy. It's sodding laudanum, is what it is.
Shh. No. We can't let them know that.
Crod will visibly look like he's about to vomit as you try to hand him a flask. And just like, nope.
No, I'm all right. Thank you, though.
Keep it for later.
No.
Oh, okay. Takes it back.
Crods. Would you give me a con save, please?
You happy now?
You managed
Nice.
to managed to keep it down.
He's done this before.
There is a slight it's like a frog in your throat, kind of. Still, it's sore. You notice it a little more with the gag reflex, but managed to keep it down.
You live in Sigil long enough, you learn to just kind of muscle your way through poisoning attempts.
Yep, I'm gonna have to sit down.
Sits on floor.
Jimmy says, nah. Sympathy for the cause, even though it's been a while since the last hangover. He pulls you over the only chair.
Appreciate that.
Sits on chair in that kind of awkward sitting situation people do whenever their stomach's killing them.
Yeah.
There should be other chairs down in this room because Jimmy pulled one around for False from Grace to sit in.
Yeah. Actually, I think there might be some along the wall here that you can't see.
Oh, that would be it. Regardless, Jimmy has offered his chair since it was ready to hand.
All good. Very polite.
Fair enough.
Amazing.
At least you didn't offer him any Granny Green Tongue. That's probably great for a hangover.
Oh, yeah, that's like...
Nothing like sour apple.
Yeah, I don't like to think about that. I do not like to think about that. But in a slightly more moderated tone of voice, in case Crod has a splitting headache, Jimmy continues. Well, we have one mediocre lead and one big hole where we need a lead to go. Draken, you want to take the lead on surveilling and making contact with the family?
I can make contact. I don't know about the surveillance. I mean, I don't exactly... Well, I kind of stand out.
That's fair. That's fair. Jimmy looks over at the ghost. Kind of shrugs. Magic tricks?
Draken, didn't you tell me once upon a time that you had a hat of disguise self?
I do. I'm wearing it. Not using it, but I'm wearing it.
Sodding use that, but just don't interact with the family, because if you do, then they'll be able to feel your actual body underneath the illusory body.
I can't at the moment. I have too many other things that I'm enjoying at the moment.
He has attuned too wantonly.
She shrugs and then just says, "So what do you want on Gregory's family?"
believe scrying is the formal term. You do any of that?
Not without any of their souls, Jimmy.
Ah, damn, that's right. They should probably keep those.
What are we even hoping to find from that family? Like, he's been gone for a week. They're either dead or too scared or whatever killed him to speak up about it. Like, that's pretty good information all in and of itself.
No, I need something a little bit more specific, because if we're supposed to steal this thing, and it's looking a lot like we're gonna have to, then I want to know if it eats people, basically.
I mean, he never came home from work. He never left the ship. It seems it eats people.
Well, I mean, to be fair, just because it's the elephant in the room, if he went over the side, you'd have probably never seen him again either.
No.
No, not in the ditch. If you don't get eaten by the ditch monster, then you're falling into the void.
Yeah, but the dock workers were more scared of something.
That
Like
was
the
out of
ship.
character.
Yeah.
They would have business as usual if it was one of the
A man overboard.
local gators.
I mean, Bryn saw him scared, so
Crod,
she knows what's up, and she went on that ship.
Can you give me another con save, please, Crod?
What are you doing to me? Just push the narrative already. Stop making me save. There you go.
Actually, no. This is actually really good.
Whatever you have planted in this man's gullet, he is keeping it down.
No. This is actually good. I needed him to make 3 successful saves for this to happen.
Yeah, the
Oh,
chest pressure
no.
takes
Oh,
a couple of rounds
no.
to adjust it. It's fine.
1 in 400.
my
Yep.
God.
So, as you're conversing,
Oh no.
Crod doubles over and begins to just gag mercilessly, like clutching at his throat like he can't breathe. Crod, you feel like something has just closed off your breathing passage entirely and is moving up in your throat, like trying to claw its way out, whatever's in there. You can't breathe or speak, but it's panic-inducing.
Oh, shit. Mantle the desk. Medicine
Run over and
checks.
see if I can't help too.
Okay. So,
Not really a specialty.
go ahead and
I'll
make
help
your
you.
medicine roll, Jimmy. Assisted if his 2 is assisting.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Do you look more medically competent than me?
I have a pretty decent wisdom score.
Can I just
Jimmy
point
is
out that
assisting you then.
Is2 has the best poker face in the room, so good luck reading that one.
So I don't know how to convey that without telling you what the modifier is.
That's fine. Jimmy knows that his skill level is 0, so if you also rush to Crod's side and start doing anything, he's helping you and not the other way around.
Yeah,
Okay.
On a scale of 1 to 20, how medically sound are you?
0.
Well, on a scale, I could actually answer that question, but I'm not going to because that would be meta.
Yes.
Yeah, you're good. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Something's obstructing the airway, right? So we want to clear that first,
Yeah,
right? So
if-
we visibly inspect for obstruction the way that you would normally do in CPR, and then, if it's reachable to pull it out, you would try to do that without damaging your digits.
All right, so Crod is
And then
standing, doubled over, clutching at his throat, gagging. Tell me how you're doing this, and Crod, you may resist or not, depending on what you feel your character would do.
Oh yeah, he would probably not resist when something's trying to come through his throat.
Okay.
If he's doubled over and I can't see into his airway or into his throat, then I would assume that this blockage is something that that I can't actually get access to easily.
I think we
and
probably
proceed
lay him
from
down to
there.
get access.
To try to position him so I can see what this is. and then kind of like, you know how you do like a dog when it's trying to get something up, you assist it by massaging its throat.
Okay.
So I'm kind of, this is really far fetched, but I'm kind of mage handing the surrounding tissue to try to like prod it to see what this is.
All right. Well, real quick.
Jimmy's less fancy. He's just laid him down on the ground and opened his mouth to look at it.
So as you guys are doing the Crod, what is your con mod?
Insane.
It's not insane, actually. No, it's just a +2.
Just +2. Okay. So basically, you've got 3 minutes before you start suffocating. You cannot breathe right now. So they lay you down, and we're going to do this roughly. I'm not going to kill you on the floor suffocating. Obviously. I hope not, unless they really drop the ball right now.
We'd have to be very bad at this.
Yeah,
And
just roll
admittedly,
that to
we
work.
are.
I have a very fun idea.
I don't think fun should be included in the saving process, but
What? I think fun should absolutely be included in the saving process.
Alright, first things
Rat walks
first.
into the room and sees that Crod is laid out on the ground with what some kind of obstruction
Yeah.
Yes.
in the airway.
It looks like he's choking.
Yeah.
I've seen this before. I
A
think.
little help here. I'm trying.
I unholster the hand cannon and I cast a vortex warp on Prod and move him 5 feet to the left, but not the obstruction.
Nice.
Okay. Can I get a description of the vortex warp? Because that's really specific. Can you...
Sorry,
there we go.
Here's the text. If it's two creatures, then the warp should separate them because they can't occupy the same space.
I would like to build on this very much.
right, yes. Go ahead and build upon my suffocating.
I don't know if that would work quite the way you're thinking in this case.
I also
Can I-
have a plan if that doesn't work.
Can I
'Cause-
pitch in with this effort to
Go ahead. This
kind
is
of
getting
assist
interesting.
with the vortex warp? So if he can move Crod, then I can telekinesis to grab whatever is in there if I can see it. So we could, teamwork and like, okay, move him. There it is. Got it. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
That's
I
a
need
good
line of
idea.
sight
I
for
like that.
this, but I don't know. I don't know.
I'm just a plaything.
The ghost is just going to put her head in her hand and say, "Oh my sodding, just perform the Heimlich maneuver."
What if it runs away?
One second. Church,
Yes.
we've been just kind of spitballing very hard for a little while. Can we get, like, in order the results of some of these actions? The first
Sure.
one would have been opened his mouth to look in.
All right. Who's looking specifically?
Jimmy was looking because Istu was doing some throat massage thing.
Let's do a investigation. You should
Sure.
be good with this.
I got those.
Yeah. All right.
Nice.
So you can definitely see something black and wiggly in there moving around, and the moment light hits it, it kind of retracts a little down his throat.
Oh, that's so gross.
That fucker.
I'm
It's
I'm flashing back to one of Chris's other characters.
Oh no.
There definitely wasn't one.
Sure. Sure.
No, I take it back. I'm flashing back to two of Chris's other characters.
I'm very
It's-
confused.
It's kind of
God.
appropriate that this is happening to Crod of all people.
Oh my
Alright.
god.
So that was what I wanted to know, and I think the next thing that would happen is vortex warp.
Okay, so the vortex warp while you cannot teleport into another creature's defined space, teleporting a creature will take everything on its person with it. This particular instance, it would be included as on its person. They're not overlapping physically.
Yeah, and I think in character Rat would know that, so.
Yeah, it was an interesting attempt, though. I mean, it was a
fun
good idea.
Yeah, and telekinesis wouldn't work because I can't see it anymore because it's recoiled, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we would need to get it back up here by convincing it that whatever is down there is less tantalizing than what's up here.
Bryn will give inspiration and guidance to anyone who performs a fucking Heimlich maneuver on Crod.
I'm a little small.
Yeah, I mean, I think Istu would try.
There you go.
I don't know. I mean, we'll see. What
Try
is that
that.
medicine?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, first off, you have guidance from Bryn, and you also have a bardic inspiration, so, you can roll a d4 and a d10 to add to that.
Thank you. Okay.
Just don't roll a button.
All right. And assisted with advantage. Advantage with assistance. I'm sorry, I said it the wrong way. Sorry. And then the D4.
And a
the
d10.
D10. Okay, so 20.
27.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
For the day.
now, that's a pretty good roll, medicine-wise, overall. So, Istu, your calm, detached mind looks the situation over, emotionless, and logically fixates on the idea that the solar plexus of this creature is not going to affect something lodged in its throat in this particular case. Whatever is in there is physically in there by choice rather than him choking on something. However, based upon your roll, you figure that you could possibly grip him around the throat tight enough to obstruct this thing's passage going down any further, and then using your rather long nails, possibly reach into his throat and pierce it on either side and yank it out.
Ah. Well, that's gonna go over well with the group.
Yep.
All of this sounds terrible.
Yep.
Real life note. Anyone foolish enough to be viewing this, don't do any of this shit. None of this is medically wise.
No.
Hey
it's
now,
terrible.
don't try this at home.
Don't hug me, I'm scared. Alright. If you want to try it.
I really feel like this is a bad idea, but I'm without any preamble of talking to anyone to explain what I'm doing. By the way, I'm gonna do the pre-described methods of of getting this thing out of there.
I love it.
The ghost will not be disturbed.
Like, I'm not even talking to anyone about like what I'm doing right now. I'm just gonna like
Doing Istu things.
make it worse and then put my nails into his throat. Like,
Alright. So you grab him by the throat, just squeeze the crap out of his throat too, and immediately just kind of, as his jaw opens wide to gasp, you reach in to try and grab this thing. Does anybody intervene before we go any further?
Probably not quickly enough to stop Istu.
Okay.
The ghost is just assuming that Istu's doing medical things, so she's just kind of looking on.
This is normal.
This is perfectly normal.
I don't think this is a sanctioned medical procedure.
fine. This is
She-
fine. What do you mean?
She's in the business of spiritual healing. She doesn't know anything about this gray beard shit.
Well,
I have a plan that I don't think involves choking him.
are you intervening?
Not intervening. That's all I'm saying. And
Okay.
then
In that case, Istu, give me.
Oh my god.
Let's do an advantaged dex check.
Okay.
That's what we'll do. An advantage dex. You know what? I'm going to include the bonus for the bardic inspiration.
Nice. Okay. I was just making sure that there wasn't anything that I could add to that.
So yeah, you go ahead and add your D10 roll to whatever your advantage dex check is.
For anyone wondering, temporal awareness only applies to initiatives. Sad noises. Okay,
Wah,
dex.
wah, wah.
Dex check.
Mhm.
Not save.
Not save.
Okay. Which it isn't. It's the same. I don't know why. Okay.
At advantage.
At advantage. We'll hold on to the saves for Crod just in case. Oh, look at that!
Oh!
Look at that.
Embiggen.
So
Nat 20
That's how
and
we
with the
do
plus 8 on top.
yeah.
Nice.
So with just a real quick, deft movement, she grabs Crod by the throat, squeezes the crap out of him, and as his jaw opens and he gasps, she just lurches that hand in there and just snatches this thing between her nails. You can hear a little pop as she pierces it and yanks this thing out. And it's about 7 or 8 inches long by the time she gets it out. And it's probably a good 2 to 3 inches in diameter. And just these little black tendrils, like hair, cilia, coming off of it, whipping around. And these little black eyes that go all the way along its body. It wiggles and worms. It's trying to break free. Are you going to let it go, or are you going to hold on to it?
I think they're gonna hold on to it and look at this weird thing with like the sort of tepid fascination of a being that just isn't scared of anything. They're just like, oh, how weird. Do you have worms?
Okay.
What are you? Hello?
Istu.
Bryn's going to make an ew, what face?
Istu.
I would like to point out that Istu's mouth is closed.
And I am maneuvering to stab it.
Oh my god, what am I doing?
Yep,
What am I
I'm
doing? Yes, I'm
pulling
here.
it out.
Mhm.
It has your face.
What do you mean? Has her face.
There's a lot of different ways you can interpret
Their
has your
face, but yeah, it's...
It has your face. And you're the only one that can see this. But as you're looking directly at the end where you think its head would be, you see your face and that black shiny surface staring back at you.
Nope. 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 I shoulder the linear accelerator.
Is this a magical effect?
You're not really sure.
Is this an animal?
You're not really sure. Jimmy, did you say you were stabbing this thing?
I was maneuvering to stab it, yes.
Okay, because it's still between Istu's claws right now.
I'm pretty on point, you know.
Please.
Well, it's also wiggling.
That's
Am I
DM speak
able
for don't do it.
to... Am I able to utilize my innate spell casting to calm this creature?
Depends. You can certainly try.
So-
Animal friendship,
Animal
but
friendship.
only on snakes.
It looks.
I don't know.
It looks a little snakish.
It,
Yeah,
it has
I-
a snake's face.
It is not a snake.
Is there anything
I can also cast suggestion with this trait.
Is there anything Bryn can roll to figure out what this is?
Am I not allowed to cast suggestion to like?
It wouldn't work. It would have no effect.
Okay.
Bren's trying to figure out what it is.
Weird,
I give you an
slimy, ew.
I'll let you try an Arcana roll.
All right.
Oh, can I get in on that?
No idea.
Are there
better.
more of these in you?
She continues making the ew wet face.
Ew. Rat, you're welcome to. Crod, you're
The heck?
feeling better, but kind of in shock.
Oh,
Rat,
jeez.
this. You can tell that it's otherworldly. It's
Okay.
extraplanar.
It's not from here.
Well, I mean, it's Sigil.
Well, I
It
mean,
could be.
everything's not really from
Do
here.
I know what it is?
Mm,
I've been to lots of places.
you're welcome
Planar
to.
wise.
You're welcome to make the Arcana roll too.
Oh,
No.
there you go.
Rod, what
No
did you
idea.
get up to last night?
Tell me, where did you sleep last
Well, they
night?
know it.
What
I
was
drank
her
stuff,
name?
and I walked, and I slept. That's all I did.
I'm just
Sure doesn't
looking at
look
this
like it.
thing and
You're
like
having somebody's
looking.
babies.
It's looking back.
It's so creepy. I'm trying to like decide how far I take the Yonti unflappable nature of their disposition, and like how far do you go with that, because they're looking at this thing that has their face like.
It's also starting to grow.
Nope.
Oh,
nope,
no,
nope, nope,
no.
nope, nope. Hold it out.
Can I-
Hold your arm out.
Can I get around to that stabbing?
You're welcome to try.
All right.
Oh my god.
Once.
It's wiggling. It's growing. Somebody hit it with a fireball, please.
You gotta
It-
watch
not
who
me.
you may not want to say that out loud.
There's a lot of fireballs available here.
Draken is
Somebody-
in the room.
Can somebody please destroy this?
Oh,
Help
you're,
me.
You're going after it
freaking-
with Black Jammers, Cutlass.
I don't. I don't.
Just
What the hell is
Drawing slash directly through its midsection.
So,
this? What is this?
Black Jammer's Cutlass refuses to pull.
Oh. This
Oh,
is some
shit.
shit, bro.
What, now you're scared?
I'm not scared. Fuck you, Jimmy.
Well, I've got plenty of other weaponry. I'll poke it through with the stalwart wall, but probably this has delayed me enough that somebody else's action's gonna go off first.
One more thing that Black Jammer's Cutlass says. I know what that is.
You care to share?
I think he's about to.
Oh
Ah,
my god. Nah, bro.
Oh my sodding. At
I-
that, that's what Bryn says.
I have drawn the stalwart wall, but now I'm expecting things to go much worse.
I
Anybody?
think Bryn's figured it out.
Anybody else doing anything?
Just gonna
Yeah.
be disgusted and wait till the spellcasters get through with what they're doing, because I am not equipped for this
All right.
at all. Oh my
I'm gonna
god.
put that down.
I
Can you like hold your arm out so I don't blast your hand off?
I'm holding it. I'm holding it out.
I'll try one of those.
You know what? I would also like to take an action.
Bolt of lightning.
Do we need to roll
Shoots out of
initiative
the-
right now, or
So-
the accelerator,
This is electricity.
electricity.
She's
yes.
holding this.
Sorry.
there? But yeah,
Dang.
yeah.
Okay. Are you sure you want to do it?
Um.
No, it's fine. I
They,
mean, I have
they,
to.
sorry. But yeah,
have to-
Istu's gonna take a hit.
Yeah.
You know, I could do a firebolt instead, I guess.
Well, don't him and haw about it if we can kill the thing.
The ghost
Don't
is
worry
just-
about it.
The ghost is going to look over at Rat and Drake and just say, "Don't do anything, you Burks."
I'm trigger happy.
What do we do
Yes.
with it? Does somebody have a jar? Like, can we
Jimmy suggested
Pickle the
that you
thing?
drop it. I assume it's
on
still
the ground
growing.
and just let it
Alright.
wiggle?
All right,
Bro.
It's
just hold it for a
growing.
second. Just hold it for a second. Like, I go grab a jar from the kitchen.
All right. So Rat runs off to
I'll
grab a
come
jar.
back. I'll come back. Like, all
A-
right.
As Rat
What's happening
returns, Jimmy
Yeah.
and Draken,
Yeah.
your mark and Draken's eye just begins to retch and heave with pain.
Okay, nope. Okay, we've reached the limit. We've reached
Yeah,
the limit.
I'm
This is the limit.
shut-
I drop it and I leave the room. I'm like, I can't. I don't know what this wiggly guy is, but I'm pretty sure this is one of those weird entrances like the ghost likes to do. And I'm not down for this shit.
Elder Charge?
I'm out.
No,
Yes.
I'm out too. Sorry, I didn't think of that.
Watching Jimmy and Draken in pain, Bryn's just going to say, I sodding knew it.
Get
Jimmy
me out
had
of
the
this lobby.
stalwart wall in the marked hand, so he's just clenched down onto the hilt of the sword right now.
Get me out of here. I don't want to be anywhere near that wiggly.
Wiggle,
Oh
wiggle,
my
wiggle.
God. Ew.
So, did Rat go outside? Rat's like, I'm out. Sorry.
Nope. Sorry, Jimmy.
So,
Food should not move like that.
Crod, are you up off the ground?
I would assume so by now. Yeah.
Okay, just
I would
making
assume
sure.
so.
So the thing hits the ground and immediately begins to expand and grow and mutate and squish and squelch and squirm and flop about.
Closes the kitchen door. Just
Crow's just gonna reach towards Jimmy and be like, "All right, I could use that flask right about now."
Jimmy takes his non-writhing in pain hand and hands you the flask. He says, "You might want to try the back room."
No,
That's disgusting. Oh my
Think
god.
I'm good? I'm just gonna drink over here. I want to know why it was in my throat.
Your funeral.
All right. Glug.
The ghost is going to come up and grab Jimmy's right hand.
It is.
The non-tattooed one.
Yeah.
She's gonna hold it.
So yes, the squelching, slopping, slapping, squishing, mutating finally comes to a close, and this creature rises up. That's very familiar to some of you.
Ugh.
Just mottled, nasty flesh, big gaping maw, milky, yellowy eyes, and a strange dangling lure hanging off its forehead.
Smell like fish in here for you? All of a sudden, like, did our dinner go bad?
I've seen
Lilac,
that
lemon,
beer.
and fish.
So the creature kind of looks around as it gets to its feet, brushes himself off, looks down.
Master, I think your donkey's free.
Looks down. Says, well, not my finest moment, but here I am.
Yeah. Jimmy is struggling to return the stalwart wall to its sheath. Can you make my hand stop doing that?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Fair enough. He manages it. Ah, God, that hurts.
He winks at Draken.
How cruel. Does he wink with Draken's eye?
Of course.
Is that my eye?
Not anymore.
How mean. Oh my god.
No, I have to ask. Has the glitter gone with it? Because, like, the glitter is part of me. I'm assuming you're seeing glitter too?
Sure.
And I do apologize for that. I'm sorry.
Don't.
I don't actually even know how it works. It just does.
You know, I could take the rest of that from you too if you want.
The glitter?
Sure.
You're a little vague right now. I'm not sure what you think. The answer's no.
Well,
Because
all this small talk's fantastic. I've missed you all so much. But I'm afraid I'm here for business.
Same. Same. First order of business. Very important question. If I had stabbed you while you were still this size, would you have actually died?
Oh, probably. Probably. It's just a shame you didn't.
Ah. Jimmy snaps his fingers. He goes, ah. You know, I don't normally regret my reflexes being slow because they're pretty fast. But I suppose I'm just going to have to live with that one. Expected you yesterday. I guess you're catching slower rides these days.
Well, you know, there's a lot going on. Which, as I've come to understand, you're starting to kind of catch on.
Oh, I hope not. If I ever understand what's actually going on in this city, I think I'll go mad.
You already are.
Shit, you're right.
Why don't you
Well,
call?
yeah, no,
Why don't you,
I'm stuck in your business now.
why don't you call your friends back in?
They don't
No.
like you much. They got one look at you and they made a smarter decision than I ever made.
Well,
Nope.
this is going to concern all of them.
Nope, 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 nope.
I can happily go on about my way if you'd rather, though.
Hey, I ain't the boss of them. I'ma poke my head in and let them know. But
Oh my god, no.
it's up to them. Jimmy walks over. He has to let go of Ghost's hand to do it. Just kind of strolls back into the kitchen. Says, "Yeah, it's him. He wants to see you."
Nope, 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 nope.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Crud,
Being has requested my presence. I feel
Yep.
honored, but I don't deal with.
I ain't gonna make you, but it would probably help with getting information out of him.
All right, Jimmy.
Oh my god. What do I need to roll to save against this? This is some creepy
Don't
shit.
offer anything.
I won't make you roll for it, Crud. Normally, when you drink the Wickletongue whiskeys, you have to make a saving throw. The Farmer's Wife is one of the more mellow ones.
Mhm.
It's pretty chill. Tastes like petrichor. Makes you feel like a fresh, just rained on a nice day kind of feeling.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's pleasant considering what you've been through.
Yes. It's to wash it all out.
Yeah.
So, he looks around. Where's the snake?
No, no, no,
They're-
no,
What can I say? They're just smarter than us.
no, 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 no.
Well, so be it then. And his body begins to shift and kind of squish and squelch and contort.
Is2, get your sodding ass back here.
I don't. Oh god. Oh no, no, no. What is that? What is that?
The angler actually takes on Is2's form. And says, well, I guess I'll speak on the snake's behalf.
Yeah, that seems fair.
That's totally fair. That means I can
That's
make
not fair.
full agreements for the snake
Slash
as well,
me
right?
creeps back into the room as
Bryn will-
summoned.
Brim will
Jeez.
just chuckle at the angler doing this.
Ugh. What is
No.
that? Oh my god.
Does that mean you can make deals on her behalf?
I guess
Or its
so.
behalf?
I can make
No.
deals on Is2.
No, you
behalf.
can't.
Yeah,
You
no.
can't. You creepy fucking worm. Oh my god.
You may want to get in here before it makes a deal with itself. I'm just throwing that out there. You may want to come here.
Just yeet myself across the room. Yeet! And I'm just over here like.
So he sees you come back in and smiles at you with your face,
Ugh.
and then just
Not
kind
an
of
expression that's on that face. Much.
no, it's creepy.
Ugh.
And he takes in a deep breath, holds it a second, and then exhales and lets the form go like a man that's been holding in his belly. and just kind of plumps back into his natural form.
Ugh. What are you? You're gross. Ew.
I am your only hope for salvation, is what I am. I've always been your only hope for salvation. I would have thought that Jimmy and Draken would have told you already. I saved them once.
As a professional at that sort of deal, let me tell you, I'm not too impressed.
I honored my bargain. I never said anything untrue.
I'm sorry, I've got a mortal approach to highway robbery.
From an immortal, that's a funny thing.
Jimmy gives you a kind of a side look there. He says, come on. Unliving and immortal are not quite the same.
Matter of perspective.
He puts his hands up. He says, I got it from the man himself. You know, that big metal dude they send round to enforce people not being immortal didn't have too much of a problem with me.
He was after something bigger.
Well, yes. On the subject of bigger things, he leans in. What is up with you and Scratch? We've got kind of a debate running. He gestures back and forth between him and the ghost.
Now you know, nothing is free with me.
Ah, come on. This is doing you a favor. You know what? You give me a little information and I might be able to get Asmodeus off your back.
Do you know how much trouble I had to go through just to get here?
You cut out at just. The moment you start saying anything relevant, your microphone decides we don't deserve those packets.
Apparently. My God. Come here. Come here, microphone.
It's just like, nope, you don't get those clues.
There we go. I'm going to stick my face right here. No.
Thanks.
It's funny because it doesn't cut out in OBS.
No, I do not know what actually does it. It just happens every time.
It's
Yeah,
just
whenever I
Discord.
watch this, and whenever I watch the stream back, it's just like, it's perfect, but like on our end, I know it cut out.
It's just Discord. So, here's the thing. He said, do you know how much trouble it took for him to get here?
No.
Jimmy makes a gesture at him. He says, come on. You wouldn't have come if it wasn't worth your time.
Uncomfortable noises.
Well, I'm not leaving without extracting payment for showing.
You need people to act on your behalf just as bad as we need to take care of Scratch.
I just want what I want.
Everybody wants a damn thing out of me.
I've already got you.
Yeah, sadly.
I've got you. And I've got him. The rest of you. Prime, grade A, juicy morsels of candidacy for all manner of mayhem.
Nope. No. You're gross. You.
I want to start with you.
No.
Listen to that delicious fear. Are you afraid?
No, I'm grossed out. You're disgusting. What are you? A worm?
The angler starts making his way across the room. He's standing right next to you, Ghost.
Now you're an even bigger and more detailed worm. The fuck are you?
Oh, he's big. At full size, like he's actually crouched over to stand in this room.
Oh my god.
Bryn will just step to the side to give him room to pass.
I don't know how far to take this, and I don't know if I'm being fair to the race at all with this, but I just don't.
You're being fair.
I feel like being afraid just doesn't compute. They're just like gross and like repulsed. You know,
Yeah.
not like afraid, but like,
That's fine.
geez, the hell is that?
That's perfectly fine.
This is what happens when you make a deal under duress. It spooks all the future clients. You should have thought about that.
So, something about what you just said seems to set him off. He looks down at you, Jimmy, leans in a little close, and he just utters something in this guttural tone that hits everyone in the room like a punch in the stomach. It's not magic, it's just words. But for you and Draken, like, this tears at your soul. This hurts. But not on a physical pain level. He just said something in a language that had a visceral effect on you spiritually.
I was sitting on the desk, essentially, and I just kind of flopped backwards over it and writhed for a second. And he goes, "Ugh."
Genesis flinches. Are you cussing at me in deep speech, bro? What the hell is that?
Ow.
Oh, that hurts in the soul.
That was actually just out of character. That was void speech.
Oh.
Oh.
I think I preferred it when you tried to kill me.
Ew.
That hurt less.
God.
What?
Listen, you can kill me, but you gotta learn to take a joke.
So rude.
So, you have something I want. Not you in particular, but those of you in the room. I have something that you need.
Now, I have gone to some great lengths to ensure that I don't have anybody else's souls to give away. Nor will I be encouraging any of my friends to shack up with you on this one.
Who said I wanted
Still-
souls? I never took a soul.
That's fair. I
think
this
this more
one's
of
more of
the-
a metaphor. I guess I should be a bit more precise with my words here, given that I'm dealing with devils so often these days.
Souls are more your thing, right? Like,
Jimmy's still rubbing his chest.
right, Ghost?
Ah.
She just kind of gives like a subtle nod. She's not really like. She's not the most responsive right now.
Gee, I wonder why.
Don't draw too much attention.
Lol.
Exactly. Jimmy knows.
Yeah. Alright, what do you want?
Silent.
Alright, wait, first I guess I ought to be specific about what I want. I want to know what Scratch stole, what you've got from him. I want to know where Scratch might be keeping my various associates that he has in custody. Anything that might be helpful on top of that. I would ask, what's your beef with Asmodeus, but you're not going to tell me.
He looks at you, Jimmy, and kind of gives you a lopsided grin and shakes his head.
I'm not sure.
Oh, my money's no good anymore?
Sorry, Alexa answered there for some reason. He shakes his head. He says, that was quite a barrage. Well, one moment. He turns around and kind of looks at the wall and the cabinet. And he licks his finger. This long, kind of purple, snaky tongue. And then draws a circle on the top of the counter there with this thick layer of slime. And within the circle just goes completely black. And he reaches in and pulls out a large, wide brim hat. Kind of shakes it off, puts it on his head.
Hat, right?
Hat, yeah. And he reaches back in and pulls out a long overcoat. Puts that on. Reaches in again. Pulls out this long pike with this weird kind of cold black aura. Kind of shoulders it. That's better. That's why I hate traveling like that. He waves a hand at the circle and it just disappears. Now, what you want? That's a lot. And you personally have nothing to bargain with. Or do you?
Jimmy's racking his brain to think, what on earth would I be willing to trade for... Well, my friend's back, actually. Jimmy might quite be willing to trade a lot for that. He says, I do owe you service. You've still not been too specific on what that is.
You haven't been very forthcoming in letting me use it.
I've been begging you to get me off the hook for this by giving me something to do.
Oh, would you do anything I asked?
Probably not, but there's a range of stuff I would do. I won't know till you ask.
So if I were to say, get Draken's other eye for me.
Nah.
See, there's limitations. It's terrible
There's
business.
always limitations. Maybe you're not used to those. You're used to these being a bit more enforceable.
I want what I want.
And one of these days, you're gonna tell me what it is, and then we'll both be sorry.
Well, look, you have a plan to grab this ship.
Working on it, yeah.
Working on it. Yeah. All you gotta do is walk up there and take it.
Well, you gotta get away with it after. That's always the tricky part.
It's a ship that flies. Look, neither here nor there.
Mm.
I want that ship.
Jimmy says, I was kinda hoping to take that for myself, but you know what? I think I can make that bargain.
What about the snake? I really want the snake.
Not my snake. In fact, I think we've been very clear about that. Isn't that right, Istu?
Yeah.
I'll make it really easy on you. Istu, was it, right? Yes, that's the sound I like.
That was not a that was a
Yes.
That is the sound he likes.
oh god. Okay. Well, alright, Creepo. What do you want?
He steps in again. He's kind of glowering over the two of you. I want you to bring me one of your employers as a gift.
Hell no.
No?
No.
What if I told you I wasn't going to hurt them?
Nope.
No?
Nah.
I could give you anything you wanted.
Like what?
Name your price.
Okay, well, let's see here. Just do some deliberation here. Sorry, just 1 second while I try to, like, figure this out in character. Self-preservation runs, like, one of the most important motivators of this race, I'm assuming.
It is for you to decide.
I could give you back the donkey. Or better yet, maybe I could give you back the donkey's original owner.
We don't really have willpower here, so like I don't know what equivalent. Actually, we'll say like
I think at Donkey's original owner, like Bryn's just going to give a glance over to Jimmy.
okay.
Jimmy is shaking very, very slightly. It would be hard to tell without a check why he is doing that.
Can Bryn make that check?
Well, of course. This is all interpersonal, so I'll leave that
Yeah,
to you
yeah.
gu's.
I mean,
And
this
Simon.
dude's just like, I don't give a shit about the donkey. I don't even know who owned him in the first place. I don't care. I don't know why are you appealing to me with something that doesn't mean shit to me? Like I don't understand this entire conversation.
Which
Is where they're coming at it from because they don't know the history
that's,
of, you know.
That's perfectly all right because
That was for a different audience.
he's playing you to get at somebody else.
19, Jacob?
19 makes it. Jimmy is shaking with anger. He is absolutely furious at that particular one. You might not be sure why in character.
I mean, I think Jimmy's told. Well, she's obviously heard about Maury.
Yeah, you know the story, but I
Yeah.
mean, like, why is that enough to set him off in this moment? It might not be clear.
Yeah, well, like, the the suggestion of it, like, is why Bryn looked over at Jimmy in the first place. So, she heard the suggestion, she sees that Jimmy's angry, she's just going to grab his unmarked hand again and squeeze it.
I'm not. I don't know. I'm not. I'm just like standing there, like I don't.
Yeah, no, he's playing you. Don't worry, as to you're doing fine.
All right.
Took a trip recently. Hadn't been out of Sigil in a while.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah, figured I might want to swing by home.
Oh, yeah. Not quite what you remember, was it?
It is looking a little worse for wear, not gonna lie.
Kind of like the last time you saw it.
I did want to ask about that. I figured that was your place there.
My place.
Yeah, I mean, it is where we met. It's where it all goes back to for the couple of us that were there.
You know what my place is, Jimmy?
I am asking.
He turns his full bulk towards you and Ghost as you're standing next to each other. And he kind of gets that cheeky, lopsided grin again. And his body just kind of morphs and changes again. And he takes on the form of Maury.
Mm.
And he says, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I earned this. I abandoned you. I can't step through that portal. I'm sorry. And then he just gives you this wicked, like, shit-eating grin. Still wearing her face.
Oof.
Deep breaths from Jimmy. Yeah, let me make a save, actually. That'll be fun.
It's all good.
Oh. Now more than ever. Wait a minute. I can do some shit. Hang on. I got a thing.
Can't you do your rogue shit and never roll but below a 10?
That doesn't work on saving throws.
Yeah, that's
I
for
have
skill
a-
checks.
If that worked on saving throws, that would be the best ability in the game, bar none.
Master Miss, I wouldn't worry about it. Jimmy made this roll for himself.
Yeah,
No,
I was not forced to make a
no,
charisma save.
no.
It's all good.
That's not what this says.
Istu's been dying to use this.
That's
Creature
fair.
you or a creature you can see Within
Okay.
30 feet of you makes an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw. You can force the creature to re-roll.
All right, so I love this. We're gonna make this in. This is in universe now. You saw Jimmy about to lose his cool entirely, and you literally chronal shifted him.
Nope.
Yeah,
All right,
no,
I'm gonna roll it again. If it's another one, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Well, that'll be the chance we have to take, but yeah.
All right, I did
better
not.
than a nat 1.
I did not lose my shit through complete arcane intervention.
Jeez.
Brain
I
gives a
was
subtle
hoping you
nod at
would.
his too.
Can you see that I did that though? Like,
Maybe. I don't know. Is this a visible maneuver?
I don't know.
it's a merit of the class. I doubt it has a.
You were
unless it's
probably focused elsewhere, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I wasn't looking.
Now, I will say, out of curiosity, there's one other person in the room that little pantomime may have had a negative effect on. I don't know. Draken?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This. I was kind of hoping Jimmy was gonna start something because Draken was
Yeah.
gonna join.
I would very much like to be as stealth as possible with that chronal shift because I don't want people to know that I actually care about these people.
That's fine.
There are actual sparks coming off Draken because this is the one thing that he ripped open basically reality to get everyone out, and she's the one who didn't make it.
Yep.
Chris is suggesting that it is union break time as he has to dip.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we're going to keep the conversation going a minute, so we may want to take that break.
We can. Is everyone okay? I know that was a heavy hit. Is everyone, like, emotionally
Yeah.
okay?
I'm
Okay. Okay. I just want to make sure. All right. In that case...
It wasn't heavy for me because I don't know what the fuck just happened.
Yeah, I have no context.
It's all good.
It's fine.
But yeah, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this imaginary message from our sponsor. Stay tuned. And we're back. Dun dun dun. Alright. So we're dropping some bombs. Getting heavy. Before we took our break there.
Yes.
Salting some wounds.
Your wounds, lol.
Salting a couple wounds, yeah. I know Draken is
Remains
sparking.
unaffiliated.
So yeah, the angler's still sitting there with that wicked little mocking grin, looking between Jimmy and Draken.
Let me make a quick roll. Very important roll. I didn't lose my shit. Not gonna undo the losing of the shit. But the same emotion must be expressed.
Fair.
Don't know if 26 will scare an elder god. But I suppose we'll find out.
You trying to intimidate him?
Yes, Jimmy looks like he is about to just snap, launch himself at the angler, and begin choking him. That breaks. He goes still and calm, and he smiles. He does the wide Jimmy the Mouth smile, but that smile could run off the edges of his face and still never reach his eyes.
That's fair.
And he just mouths the words without making a sound. If it takes forever.
So he passes his save. And I know you can see the roll, so
Yep.
That should tell you something.
It's very hard to scare a god, I know. So,
But he sees what you're trying to do. And he laughs. He laughs at you.
of course he does. He's the angler. That's what he does. Aloud, in a normal voice, Jimmy says, got a barking dog in the back. Don't know if you can hear that.
Oh, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy says, I'll trade you a ship for the information I want. What did you steal? What did Scratch have to do with it? Where is he keeping my people? You may have to come to the Spire for delivery.
So that's 3 things you're asking of me.
3 bits of information, each of which is much, much smaller than a ship.
Oh, but so much more valuable to you.
Oh. How much is the ship worth to you?
I can take the ship.
You just like watching me run around, I guess?
Do you think you're the only person I have a mark on?
Oh, I'd be very much surprised.
I like you, Jimmy. I like the salt of you.
Been collecting more of that lately.
He starts eyeing the ghost. Maybe there is something you have that I want.
Oh. That's not gonna go well. Jeez, alright. Your funeral, my guy.
She's not saying anything. She just has a look of all business on her face with a slightly furrowed brow.
I draw on you, but my sword doesn't want to fight you.
Yeah, I got history with that old thing.
Oh, you two go back?
That's irrelevant. Look. Have you suffered any negative effects from accepting my mark, Jimmy?
Jimmy looks at him in actual disbelief.
Have I
He goes,
hurt you, stolen from you, inhibited you from doing anything that you would normally do?
You caused me great pain just by being around me. You gave Draken a heart attack. You stole an entire quarter of Freya.
Freya. Oh,
Wow.
I remember that one. Yeah.
Out of character. Wow, jeez.
I remember that one. But that's neither here nor there. I mean, I
The
extracted
deal
my
doesn't need
prize.
to be crooked to be bad.
Well, that's fair.
I'm a professional. That's rule number 1. The second rule, of course, is make the deal as crooked as you can.
Nice.
Tell you what. Let's make it interesting. And he shifts again. His figure.
Oh no.
This time he takes on the shape of Phoebe. Little, not so innocent, but innocent looking Phoebe.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Istu and Rat. Phoebe is basically a 9-year-old dark-haired girl with very intense eyes.
Okay.
Creepy.
Yep.
You have
Right.
no idea. But yeah, she, I guess now, looks up at you and says, "Once upon a time, you made a very impressive, daring run against the clock. Do you remember?
How could I forget?
How could you? You left
I
me
close my
behind
eyes.
to die aboard that ship, clutched in my mother's arms. Do you remember?"
This time, Jimmy's smile is a lot less intense and violent. He says, "See, you must not have been looking too hard that time. Otherwise, you'd remember she pushed me through."
Oh, you can talk to her about it when you get there. But we're going to make a little wager this time. Since none of you are in the mood to bargain, bargaining being the better option, we'll have a wager. What do you say?
I think I might like it better than a deal.
Everybody agree?
The
I
terms
tend to
first.
hear
I'm not-
wagers before I agree to them.
Yeah, you cut out like hard after one of your lines.
He
and you
didn't
said,
actually
like,
finish it. The
I don't-
angler didn't describe the deal.
Yeah, no deal
bargaining being
described.
the better option, and then there was like an audio on my
Your
end. I
mic
don't
did
know.
cut out. We lost like a word or two.
Yeah, no, I saw it cut, and I quit talking.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So
Ghost is going to cross her arms and say, "What are the conditions of the wager?"
you have 1 week to take the ship, to guide it into open space, and make your way to a very small nondescript way station. Scuttler's Rock. If you can do that in 1 week, all you have to do from there is take me home. If you fail, you all belong to me.
Define home.
I forget my tablet.
Same as mine, I
already.
think.
Home.
Home.
I don't know what happened to our computers. Something's wrong with them.
Jimmy's gonna turn to look specifically at Rat, Istu, and Crod. Now, I really wouldn't advise it. But I'm not gonna stop you if you want to. Like I said, I'm not the boss of you. Obviously, I get what I want if we win. What do they get? That they're nice folks and all, but they don't really care if I get my people back.
I don't even know who you're talking about right now, to be honest.
You don't know how much trouble you guys are all in, do you?
I just assume the visible level of trouble is the tip of the iceberg now. You know, I say, oh, I've got $1 million gold bounty on my head from Asmodeus. Actually, the entire city is rigged to blow.
You're caught between a father-daughter dispute.
Oh, that I knew. And let me tell you, I was not feeling too great about it, but...
No,
it was devils.
you misunderstand. I meant you in the plural.
Oh, okay. Well, interesting.
You thought it was just you, didn't you, Jimmy?
No, no. If that's how devils work, they would be so much easier to deal with. Nah, the whole damn affair is sticky. Once you're close enough, you're stuck in.
But it's not just a duo. It's not just father-daughter. You're in a triangle. There's a third party play in this.
Oh, you're gonna cut yourself out? Yeah, you really ought to include yourself in this one.
I'm just trying to get home. Just like you. We're two peas in a pod, Jimmy. Compadres, amigos, friends, to the very end, me and you, all the way.
Okay, that's not advisable at all. What the hell?
Should point out, this is still Phoebe talking.
Yeah.
Small child, cringe.
You can hitch a ride. I don't speak for them, though. And you may have to offer them a little incentive of their own.
Survival is the incentive. You will not make it through another week in Sigil.
One way or the other, I guess I best put my affairs in order.
You're threatening me?
Did you say that out loud?
Yeah.
So the little 9-year-old girl kind of leans over.
What? We're at about the same height, I bet.
Yeah, she leans over, kind of looks past Ghost and Jimmy and eyes you with that mocking, crooked smile. And just stares at you.
Yeah, that's enough of that.
Unnerving. Unnerving.
What do you say?
To what?
You gonna take my bargain or the devil's deal?
I choose to work for myself.
You don't have a choice in this one. I'm offering you a way out. I'm the hero here, the good guy.
Okay.
In my experience, anybody who has to say that they're the good guy rarely is.
In my experience, good guys don't exist.
Fair.
Touche.
Consider me the lesser of 4 evils.
I don't know. I'm sort of tempted to see how you stack up against Scratch.
Scratch?
Yeah, I mean, probably I'm gonna have to stab him to death, but it would be so much more fun to watch you do it.
I'm not doing your dirty work for you.
Yeah, nobody ever does. Well, Draken will sometimes, but he's not going to be able to use magic.
I can stand in here and antagonize you all night. All day.
You sure as hell can. But I want you out of this damn house. He didn't say his house, because the house might take offense to that.
So I'm gonna.
I'll take your wager.
I'm gonna throw you a bone. Since you're taking my wager, especially. Your friends. Your 3 friends.
Mm-hmm.
You really want them back, huh?
Yeah, I would. Alive. My preference.
Does it have to be?
Yeah.
So much
Yeah,
easier when that doesn't have to be a thing. You. All right. You make my wager. You meet me at Scuttler's Rock. And I'll have your friends there waiting on you. Alive to the best of my ability.
Jimmy cuts his eyes. My initial plan was you tell me where they are, I spring them myself.
You know where they are.
I was hoping for more details, like a floor plan. You know, I don't want to go charging through that damn casino, you know, sword in each hand, devil at every quadrant of the compass.
Oh, if you do, please let me know when it's happening. I want to watch.
Alright. The other info?
More?
Hey, you offered this wager in response to my request for 3 pieces.
I've given you 2.
You've offered 1 so far. I know that you can get my people out and have them at Scuttler's. I do appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what you got, and I don't know what Scratch had to do with it. I need leverage on Scratch.
Why?
Makes it easier to kill him. Lets me mobilize people against him. I like to use my mouth just as much as the sword.
You're so obsessed with killing this devil that...
I took offense.
I've offended you? You gonna kill
Yes,
me,
you
Jimmy?
have. Jimmy smiles. Come now. If I kill the guy, what's it to you? It's no difference. It's a squabble amongst the little peons.
I can't give that to you right now, Jimmy. It would be counterproductive.
I may have to extract additional value at some point.
You're just gonna have to trust me.
I'd make the joke about highway robbery again, but you'd say whatever the hell that was you said in response, and I don't have a comeback to that.
So he kind of steps over again, shifts his form once more into Bren as she looks presently.
Mm-hmm.
And winks at Bren before kind of leaning up close. Sorry about the noise. Leaning up close and saying, "Oh God, you wouldn't hurt me, Jimmy, would you?"
I see beneath faces like that. You don't smell quite nice enough.
Oh, rude.
I might hurt you if I could.
Rude.
But I'm a man of my word. Certainly you can't tell me I've ever gone back on my side of our deals.
Does he talk to you like this? He's looking at you, Ghost.
Why do you need that information?
Oh, us girls gotta stick together.
Well, you have excellent taste, I'll give you that.
I like this one, Jimmy.
A weakness we share.
Oh!
Y'all are all weird.
All right. I bring you ship, you'll have my people.
Scuttler's Rock, 1 week.
I guess I'll have to deal with Scratch myself. I deal with every damn devil in Sigil.
You could just leave him.
That doesn't end so well for everybody left behind.
Where we're going, Scratch can't follow.
I got a lot of people in the city. Can't load them all onto the ship, and I don't think they all want to visit the old place.
Your call. 1 week.
1 week. Get out this damn house.
Do we have an accord, everyone?
Yeah, I guess. Jeez. Creepy
I
earthworms
agree.
over here. Fine. Are we done being all weird and creepy?
As long as the cage will be safe enough to return to after all of this is over, then we have an accord.
I
Looking at
guess.
looking at Rat.
I don't like making deals with eldritch beings.
Jimmy looks over at Rat and he says, "Don't think of it as a deal so much as being over a chopping block. It's more accurate."
I guess to save my hide.
Good. We'll assume Crocodile agrees.
Oh, probably. He's been sipping the farmer's wife a little while, so
And he's itching to get out of the cage. I don't think he'll mind too much.
Yep. So as everyone agrees, the angler kind of claps his hands, rubs them together, still in Bryn's form, and then just slaps his hand on the desk. As he does, everyone feels a sharp sting in the back of their left hand. And a small mark appears there.
You son of a
Groan.
bitch.
Groan. I guess this is life now.
Cut off my left hand.
it doesn't
Son
help.
of a bitch.
So yes, he starts to laugh and says, "I'll see you in 1 week. Maybe."
Yeah, Bryn will just shapeshift to cover that up. It doesn't make it go away, but she'll cover it up.
That's fine. And unless he's stopped, the angler
Walks out.
leaves wearing Bryn's face.
That's
Jimmy
creepy.
goes to the window and then kind of pulls the curtains, watches the angler walk off. Says, "I was kind of hoping he'd go out as the fish. I wanted to see the reactions." Peel off the left-hand glove.
The fuck did you get me into, Jimmy?
Well, I guess we're in it now, aren't we? It's good times.
Start the clock. 1 week.
Well, we'll be stealing a ship, same as always. He is pretty powerful, so I'm just gonna put a little checkbox next to rescue our friends We'll consider that one dealt with.
But scratch this side until we've met his wager, Jimmy. We don't have any time to waste. Because, in addition to getting out to Scuttler's Rock and then I assume to Karen's Crystal Spear from there, we need to find a way to crack open the spear, Jimmy. The rest might not take any time at all. Cracking open the Crystal Spear might take a minute.
Good. Jimmy puts his hand on Black Gemmer's hilt and draws him a little bit.
What?
When the hell did you run into him?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ah, whatever. How far is it to Scuttler's Rock?
Few days, as the crow flies.
Or in this case, the ship. Yeah. Alright, we'll be stealing a ship. I'm sure that'll be fun.
Why haven't you stolen it already?
I was busy.
Busy.
We had to stake it out first and come up with a plan. We're trying to do this smart, not dangerously.
I thought you said it was empty.
It is empty, but that's what we had to go find out first.
Well, it's empty. Why aren't we on the ship?
It seems to eat people.
Who?
Bit of a bad sign for ships.
Black Jammer being belligerent.
Eat people.
Well, I say eat people. It may only kind of eat people. We've got some disappearances.
You say eat people, Jimmy, and you make the ship sound like a mimic.
Bah.
Ba-doom.
But
What? No,
They don't get
not
that big. They don't get that big. They get about chest sized.
Says the person standing in a mimic house.
Nah, this is not, it's not a mimic house. This is what is one of them genius loci things.
Also, I don't think they fly. I think.
All right.
You know what? They might. They might fly. That would actually be something to find out.
Well,
I could give you a bit of a history of my people, Jimmy, that, yeah, mimics can get about that big.
Oh.
Mimics and changelings are related?
Okay, so Keith Baker, the creator of Eberron and the Changeling race in D&D, actually came out with like a 3.5e supplement that was not on changelings, it was on doppelgangers, but changelings and doppelgangers are related, and that doppelgangers, descended from changelings in 5th edition lore. Mind. But, yeah, like, he came out with this whole ass, like, OGL published, like, independent supplement talking about, like, doppelganger culture, about how, like, they go from, like, doppelgangers to, like, then they transform into mimics, and then, like, mimics can transform into whole ass buildings, and then you have, like, an entire doppelganger / mimic city.
Oh.
That was a 3rd
kinda
edition thing.
So,
yeah. And it's technically not D&D canon because it was third party, but yeah.
there is actually, in the original Ravenloft setting, a demiplane of dread that is run by a doppelganger lord that is based on Jack the Ripper and Victorian London.
Oh, creepy.
So there's a lot of that type of thing in that demiplane of dread.
big
Yeah.
dang mimics.
And if I remember, like, in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, whenever they talked about the, like, mimic colony, in some of the, like, special, like, magically touched locations, like, did mention that, mimics can, like, form together to create, like, a house-sized mimic. So it's like, yeah, you've got evidence of that being a thing in 2nd edition, 3rd edition, 5th edition.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just a thing, TM.
Mimic lore is pretty big, ironically. as
For
is
such a
doppelgangers.
weirdo monster.
It's iconic.
It is. Alright, so, looking around to the newly badly screwed on this deal crew. Well,
I can't believe I got everyone marked again. That's brilliant.
really hate that for me.
Nobody lost anything, Harry, this time though.
No.
Oh yeah. They just had to make a bit of a gamble, take a little trip, and that's what he says. Well, we're gonna be taking a little trip. It looks like. If you got any last minute affairs, put them in order.
May
One.
go and pay a number of taxes on my case ahead of time. Don't lose it in the meantime.
1 week to get to Scuttler's Rock.
Yeah. But I will make a very precise navigation check since I succeed on those automatically with Black Jammers. How many days transit time by ship is it to Scuttler's from Sigil?
3.
3 days? Okay, so we got a worst case. 4th day, we need to be in the ship moving. Alright,
Which, you know where it is.
we do. It's true.
There's nobody on it. Well, there
got the
wasn't
hand
anyone on it.
Got the hand cannon all charged up with invisibility, so we can just sneak on and fly away invisibly. They'll think it's the ghost ship moving on its own.
Shall we call it there? So we don't go too far into further preparations without Chris.
Ghost is going to look at Jimmy and say, Jimmy, whenever we get out there now, the angler did say that that is the safest place away from all of the affairs of devils now. Jimmy, Sigil is my home. I don't want to stay on Cairn, mind.
From what I've seen of it, I'm not sure I want to be back that bad. It's a bit more his sort of place now. Jimmy gestures with his head towards the door where the angler walked out.
Well, Jimmy, I gave you my word. The city of Sigil will collapse and the whole multiverse will cease to be before the ghost keeps not her word. I'm with you on this. Whether we come out ahead on the wager or we all belong to the angler, I gave my word that I would protect you. So I'm with you on this.
That is reassuring. Look over at Draken. Well, we're going home.
Yeah, we're going home. And maybe we're coming back.
I hope so. And scene.
Jimmy, you and I will have some things to discuss privately later.
I sure hope the angler doesn't try to sabotage your attempts to get the ship.
That would be so funny. That would be so funny. I would take him to Eldritch Court. I would say there is an implied non-interference with the delegation of tasks in a wager.
Yeah, the Honorable Judge Cthulhu presiding.
Yes.
Good. More squiggly things. Great.
The Polyps Court.
Oh, you know, whatever the angler said, like, oh, you know, you didn't take me through, Jimmy. Like, I know he said that in Phoebe's voice and was trying to, you know, essentially imply that, you know, we could have taken Phoebe through, but what if he was talking about the Necronomicon?
There was a lot that got left behind.
Yeah.
Like, what if he's, like, somehow tied to the Necronomicon?
Could be. Very deadly book.
Very much could be. And if you remember correctly, I wasn't using the cheesy D&D Necronomicon. I actually had the
proper
nasty,
Lovecraftian, yes.
the nasty lore.
Nasty boy.
Yes. The nasty lore.
Please
Well-
stop creeping me out. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Let me just find a way to shift R within Roll20 and set my consent sheet to hell no.
So, you've survived all this before. Poor Rat is actually the only one, I think, going in completely blind to what you guys are getting into.
You're gonna owe me for this one, Jimmy.
Rat, I like to think of myself as a man of honor. It's not always true, but I like to think of myself that way.
I pretend really good.
We survive. Name your price.
Alright. We'll figure it out later. I'll send you an invoice.
Rat might like Karen.
In the
Hey,
meantime, I got some experimental munitions I've been waiting to try out.
Yeah.
we can't do anything else, but I can guarantee you this: we're blowing stuff up.
Oh, yes.
Field testing is my favorite side project.
Hey, you guys are going to want to watch the fire out in the phlogiston. Just throw that out
Nope.
there.
I think Bryn would pipe up no field testing in the phlogiston because I think because I've written it into her character that she enjoys these adventure the serial adventure novels about adventures in wild out in arcane space. I feel like she would know about the flammable properties of the phlogiston.
Oh yeah, if nothing else, Blackjammer would.
Yeah.
As much as he'd love to see you guys torn apart, he doesn't want to be set adrift on a ghost ship in the phlogiston either.
Wasn't he originally abandoned in the phlogiston, in the OG Spelljammer lore?
He was, actually, and that's all the more reason not to let it happen again. An intelligent creature, sword or not, that's really boring.
We'll work out all these fancy details soon enough.
Very much.
For now, we rest.
Yes. And we'll go ahead and cut here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us once again for Sigil Confidential. We will
Ooh.
be...
Half of that cut out. Oh my god.
Did it cut out?
Sorry.
Well, luckily it's just in Discord.
It's only for the audience. It's okay.
But yeah, we'll be back next week with
Cairn.
Back to Cairn. That's getting exciting. And of course, we're getting closer and closer every week to the power merger.
Yeah.
Twitch millions, here we come.
Flex.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, keep an eye out for the Featherfall merger. That's going to be really fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have so many new friends join our show.
We should have a recap stream the night before our first stream on Featherfall to just tell the community, hey, here's everything that's happened leading up to the points that we're at in Sigil Confidential and the Cairn Legacy, because they have most likely missed out on 2.5 years of campaign.
That actually might be fun to have a kind of a
Recap night.
yeah, just like a night of the round table where we recap. That would actually be fun.
Friday before, yeah.
It would be good not only for them, but for people like Rat, who wasn't there for a lot of it, and even, Crod's player and whatnot, who wasn't there for all of it, even though he did come in with Agron.
Yeah. He was there early. He pops in and out.
Yeah. It'd be good. It'd be good for me too. Refresh some of my memory. But yeah, we'll plot that out once we get everything finalized. Also, the 20. Let me get the date just to be sure. 23rd. 23rd, we're returning to Brindlewood Bay.
Oh.
If you want to see me play Violet Sinclair, the murder maven, you don't want to miss that. But yeah, that's coming up.
Very nice.
But yeah, thank you guys. We'll keep you all informed of all the changes, and we'll see you very soon. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Girl.